Hi, I'm Lisa Hayden with Channel 6 Central Kentucky TV, and today we are delighted to have Miss Ione, as she is called, at the Washington County Public Library. Welcome, Ione Pinkston.
Well, thank you. Welcome to you in our wonderful new building.
Oh, I know. It is fabulous here.
It is.
It really is. And of course, Ione, you were at the library prior to here and have been with the library
30 years.
30 years. So you're a fixture.
I am.
Yeah.
They can't get rid of me.
Yeah. And you are considered the children's librarian, and all the kids know you by Miss Ione.
They do.
Of course, my children started with you in Story Hour.
Yes.
Back at the old library on West Main. Yeah. So, on East Main. So, now you're on West Main.
Yes.
Now, you know, you're a VIP, of course. And make this library what it is, and with the involvement of the children. So let's talk about your history with the library and how that all began.
I was living in West Virginia at the time. I had moved from Washington County, and my husband was in West Virginia working, so I moved.
Of course, I'm from Washington County.
I was born and raised here.
Yeah. Your family, your mom was...
I'm a Birch.
A Birch.
Yes. We were in West Virginia for 10 years, and the people aren't friendly. We didn't know some of our neighbors in 10-year time. We didn't speak. You didn't have coffee together, you know. And the job came open at the library, and my mother called me, and she said, you need to come home and apply. So I did, and I got the job. So I was part-time children's and part-time bookmobile for 11 years. So I ran the bookmobile to all the schools, and back in the 80s, the mothers stayed home with their kids. So I had a lot of children on the bookmobile. So I did that for 11 years, and then I came into the library full-time. I was always full-time, but I came in as full-time children's instead of doing both of them.
Now, with the bookmobile, you went all over the county.
Yes, I did. I served every school in Washington County except for Washington County High School. We never served them, and to this day we still don't serve them. They just never called and wanted or responded to our requests. You know, we'll bring the bookmobile to you.
They must have enough books, I guess.
They must have it. Well, I do know they have a good library.
Yeah.
I've been up there. They do have a good library.
Yeah, yeah.
And with technology, they've got the cell phones and they've got the pads, and you know, they get all this information. They don't come to get books anymore. Very seldom.
Well, right. They can read them online now. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, you have a program here through the library where you can get books online and...
Right. Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And so, well, there's been a whole lot of changes in the library.
Oh, my goodness, yes. When I started, we wrote everything down. Every stop I made was the name of the children, how many juvenile books, how many easy books, how many videos. You know, you did everything in paper, everything.
And I guess you still keep account of all that? And,
I do.
But you now do it online.
Well, I do it both ways because we've had 2 experiences with the computer being crashed. We didn't have any information. My information is written down, and then I use the computer.
You have your backup.
Right, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
I don't blame you. I'm kind of like that myself. But so Ione, you have run the children's programs for a long time. So what are the children's programs that you have now?
Right now we have Tales for Tots, which is ages 1 to 3 years of age.
Now that's a new program.
That's a new program. We started 2 years before we left the old library.
Okay.
And we do that on Monday morning at 10 o'clock and Wednesday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then I have story time, Laugh and Learn story time on Tuesday nights I have a program at 5 o'clock, and then we repeat the same thing at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And we've tried Fridays and Thursday nights, and we just can't get them in here. So they kind of are in a set mood, you know, I'm going to be in the library at 10 o'clock on Monday mornings.
Mm-hmm. So, and now the 1 to 3-year-olds, what did you call that program again?
Tales for Tots.
Tales for Tots. So what do you do with 1 to 3-year-olds?
Well, you have to realize that they're that age, especially 1-year-olds, they don't sit well. But that's okay. They learn from the other children. I start out with the same song every morning. We have a closing song, the same song every time. We sign language those songs, and the kids know how to do that.
Oh.
I read 6 to 8 books, but I don't read all books. I do 2 books, and then I have an up activity, or we have a music. We have a song. We do a song, so that they're not sitting there. They're too little just to sit there for half an hour and listen to me read.
Yeah.
You know, so they like get activities.
So how long does that program last?
It's 35 to 45 minutes, depending on the kids. If the kids are restless, a lot of times if it's raining outside, kids are restless in here. So we cut it short. It just depends on the children.
Now, is that in one of the rooms?
Yes, I have my own story time room.
Okay. And then if any parent can bring their child at any time, they don't have to have any,
they don't have to
call
sign
in
up.
advance.
They don't have to sign up. I do appreciate those parents that we already have coming to the programs to call me and let me know I'm not going to be there for some reason. Because if you're planning a craft, you want to have enough for everybody. So it just helps us. Most of my parents do call if they're not going to be here. But you don't have to. And you don't have to sign up. You just show up.
Is it a very large group?
When I first started out in here, a year and a half ago, almost a year and a half ago, I had 20 children in Tales for Tots. I now have about 10.
Okay.
And I think it's just the mothers are so busy. Everybody's got something to do.
Well, and it's on a Tuesday morning. So
no, it's Tuesday night.
Oh, Tuesday night. Okay.
And the Tales for Tots is on Monday morning and Wednesday afternoon.
Okay. So then the older kid, the 3 to 5-year-olds.
3 to 6.
3 to 6. How is it the same kind of?
It's the same kind of format. We just do older books.
I see.
And sometimes we'll go outside and blow bubbles, and you wouldn't believe the 6-year-olds get into it just like the 3-year-olds do. They love it.
Yeah.
Or we'll go outside and draw with chalk on the sidewalk. Just something to break up the monotony. We've got puzzles, and we've got blocks. We have a program. I do a program for the school-age kids for, can't think of them. I shouldn't have said it.
Well, let me
with
ask
Legos.
you.
We have a Lego club.
Oh, right.
We have a Pokemon club. And now I do the Legos, but we have another person that does. She does the elementary and high school and adult.
And for the
for programming.
For any programming.
Yes.
Okay. So the Lego, that's here in the.
Yes. We have it the second Thursday of every month. The kids, whatever they make, they put their first name on it and their age on a card, and we display it in the library for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So I bet there can be some pretty creative Lego.
Yes, yes. We got a grant when we were at the old library for 10,000 Legos, and I thought, where will we ever put 10,000 Legos, and who will use that many? But it's amazing what they can do with them. Just amazing. So that's how we got started. Was we applied for a grant and we got it, and
that's great. And now at the new library, you have a backyard.
Yes, we do. If it would dry up, we could go and use that backyard.
And you've got some concrete out there, so you can do lots of activities.
We do summer. We try to do summer reading as much outside as we can. Because kids like to be outside, you know, and if they're outside, they're moving, and we want them to get up and move and not sit.
Exactly. Well, and speaking of that, you have at the library a program on the TV for, what do you call
We
that?
do a gaming program.
A gaming program.
Yes.
The Wii,
Now,
I guess.
One of the high school students that's employed here, he does that on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 o'clock.
Okay, and is
and
that mostly with the teenagers? Or?
It's probably what I would call the tweens, 8 to 12.
Okay,
The teenagers just don't come in here. A lot of the teenagers have cars and they have jobs. And once we move to this new library, the kids don't walk down here as much as they did to the old library. We're a little bit further away from Washington County Elementary
yeah,
and the middle school.
right.
Now, St. Dominic's is right up the hill, so
Right.
they come a lot.
Well, gosh, that would be nice to be able to get the kids here some way. I don't know. Y'all might have to buy a little minibus or something like that. I don't know. Or golf cart.
There you go. There you go.
So
We have talked with the school system to see if they could give us a bus, bus the children here and let the parents pick them up. But we were told that there just wasn't enough money for that. But that would be an ideal situation.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah. Well, maybe there'll be some volunteer parents who could get involved in a program like that. I don't know.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
See, we don't have a sidewalk completed from St. Dominic's to the library, and they will not let the children walk this back way. Now they can walk through the sidewalk on the Main Street, but we have very few that come that way.
Yeah. Well, that's
And
interesting.
we need to get the children in here. They need to be involved with these books. If you start at a young age, they're always going to be book lovers. I love books. I don't want a Kindle. I don't want a tablet. I want to feel that book. It's so important.
Yeah.
And I want the children to love books.
Right.
If they love books through the library, their parents will continue to bring them.
Yeah. And of course, there's no better way to get educated than reading.
Right.
So-
I now serve parents, children who were my story time children when I first started in 1988. I'm serving their children now.
Oh my.
So it's really nice to see these moms bring the kids to the library. They know how important it is.
Yeah. And once you develop that interest, and then it just is carried on through generation. So that's really important. And you've got so many new things down here at the library now. Well, first of all, just the programs in and of itself.
Right.
And I notice all the time there's some new program that you're doing, and
Right.
in the afternoons after school and for the school
We
age
now have the
kids.
facility that's big enough that we can do that.
And of course, what I like the best is the fireplace and being able for the adults to
Right.
sit and read the newspaper
Right.
and or just sit down with a book or a magazine. Of course, you've got
Right.
the daily newspapers, you've got the all the current magazines, so that's really good too.
Yes.
But I just, I consider you just a fixture of the library. I hope you don't intend on retiring anytime soon.
Well, I'll have to say I've thought about it, and I had planned for last October. And once we got in this building, we served the schools before we opened to the public. We had school tours. The different grades would come. Once I started doing that, and I had the kids in here, I thought, I'm not going anywhere yet. I got to be in the new building. This is what I've waited for years.
Yeah.
I was in the basement of the old library, and I had so little room.
Oh, I remember.
So I love this library. I love the library, period. But
Yeah.
we have a fantastic library.
Yeah.
And if we don't have a book, and of course we can't have everything everybody wants, we have a service called interlibrary loan, and we can get these books from other libraries. They loan them to us through a courier service. They drop them off and pick them back up. You get 4 weeks to read your book.
Oh.
And it's a wonderful program because we can't buy everything that somebody would want. So it's a great system. You can come, if you don't have the book, you can't find it in the library, we'll find it for you at another library, and they'll send us their copy.
That's
And-
fabulous.
Yes, it is.
That really is, because I know people, have indicated there's a book they want, it's not
Right.
here. So I guess they just haven't come to the counter to ask.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not something that we have signs up for or anything
Uh-huh.
like that. But people have known. We've done this for probably 10 years.
Is there any other programs that are new to the library that I'm not familiar with?
Well, we do senior bingo. We do that once a month. We have a knitting club. They've just started that. I think they're in their third week. They meet on Thursday afternoons from 3:30 to 5:30. There's always something for the adults. We have adult craft every month. Nicole Midget, who is our programmer for elementary through adults, she's always got something going on.
Well, yeah, that's great. And of course, you always have some speaker coming in. I saw on the front door where Teresa Smothers is coming in to talk about finances and investments.
Right.
And so I know you've always got some good speakers here.
Yesterday we had, Monday, we had 170 people in here for the job fair. We had 16 businesses present.
Wow.
Plus they did the testing here, the 4-hour testing. And we couldn't have done that at the old library.
Right, right. Because now you've got the big conference room, as I call it.
Right.
And there's always, like you said, a meeting or something going on in there.
We're already prepared for summer reading, which starts in June.
Okay.
Every Tuesday in June, we will be at the new extension office.
Oh.
They are going to
okay.
do Kids in the Kitchen. And they're going to talk about healthy food. They're going to make a food each Tuesday night. Of course, the parent has to be there with them. They're going to make parfaits one night. They're going to do a chicken wrap one night. But they're going to learn about the food, how to handle the food, how to prepare for yourself, how to keep your hands clean, and how to, keep your food safe. So then in
great.
July, we are going to have summer reading in the library. We have the Louisville Zoo's coming. We have a ventriloquist that's absolutely the best I have ever seen. And the parents liked him last year more than the kids did. So we're having him back. We have Mr. Bond is coming. He is a science guru. We'll blow some things up outside. Let's see what else is going on.
That's great.
We have Yolantha, who is a storyteller. She lives in Danville. She has published her book. She's been here for a book sale. She did prime time with us last year, and I'm telling you what, that lady can tell a story like nobody I've ever been around. She will be here she's going to do music, African drums. We have something going on every single week in July. We feed
For all ages?
For all ages.
Uh-huh.
We feed the children before every program.
Oh.
We are in partnership with the
Summer feeding
middle school,
Okay.
Washington County Middle School. They prepare the sack lunches. I go and get them, put them in our refrigerator, and at night, every program's at 5:30, but we start at 5 o'clock and eat. The kids get a sack lunch every single time we have a program in the summertime.
Great.
Which is wonderful. I mean, the meals are really, of course, they're healthy, and the kids, I was amazed last year when we did this last year was the first year we did this. I was amazed the kids didn't leave food. They were not picky. They ate the fruit, they ate the ham sandwich, or they ate the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, the chips, drank the milk.
That's
Nobody
great.
threw the food away. I was amazed.
That's good.
And it's just nice that we can feed the kids
Right,
before we start our programs.
right. So you all are partnering with the schools and partnering with the extension office.
Yes.
That's really good.
Now for my Storytime children on Tuesday nights, the extension office Laura comes one night a month We have a book on about food, which she brings with us, and then we do that food. We've made fruit pizzas, we've made parfaits, we've made puddings. Kids love it.
That is great. Yeah.
So the more you can do to draw the kids in here, the better they're,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and of course they're learning at the same
Right.
time about healthy
Right.
foods, how to eat nutritiously, how to prepare foods sanitation-wise
Right.
and in a sanitary manner. And so that's wonderful. I think I'm going to have to come. Of course, I do try to volunteer some, and I guess you're still doing parties with the Extension Office, the Halloween
Yes.
and Easter and
Yes. Christmas. We did Christmas. This
Uh-huh.
past year we did Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah,
And we had a very good turnout.
yeah, yeah. So you're going to continue that?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. So, and then I guess soon we'll have to interview the new librarian.
Yes, he starts on the 23rd, which is this next Monday night,
Okay.
or Monday morning.
Yeah.
And he's from Waterloo, Indiana. He was a director at his library there. It was a small library like ours. He's from a small community like ours. And he and his wife and 2 kids are so excited about being here.
Oh, that's
so
great.
we can't wait. They've got preschoolers, so I have 2 more children in my programs. So that's good for me.
Now, well, so I'm glad you're going to hang around a while, Ione,
I am.
because you've been an asset to the library for sure. And I love it. We were talking about this earlier, how when the kids see you out, and you know you're just a celebrity, and you know it's always, you know, hi Miss Ione, and giving you a big hug.
Right.
Just goes to show you what they think about you. So
Well,
and that's quite a compliment,
And
isn't
I
it?
think the same of them.
Yeah.
And I love those knee hugs. There's nothing better.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do this for the money. I do this for the children.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, and I guess at heart, I am a child. So I love it. I guess that's how I can do it so well.
And you have your own grandchildren. You've got your daughter here,
Yes.
Andrea, and her 2 little ones, who I guess are, I don't know how old now.
Well, Braden's in 4th grade and Bella's in 1st grade at St. Dominic's. Then I have a granddaughter in Lexington that's 12. And I have a grandson that's studying to be a doctor. And he's in Michigan right now.
Oh, wow. He's in
He's
med
in
school
yes,
already?
He's in med school, yes.
Oh, you got one that old.
I
huh?
do.
I know you have an older daughter and son, one who is in Lexington?
Yes, I have 3 kids in Lexington.
Okay.
2 boys and a girl.
Oh, goodness. Okay. But now Andrea's still
She's
here.
still in Washington County.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank goodness.
No, she wouldn't leave Washington County.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So I just want to thank you for being here today. And I know we've had a hard time getting together, so I'm glad we finally did that, because there's nobody like Miss Ione.
Well,
So thank
thank you.
you for being here.
Well, thank you.